All right, guys, time to discuss this week's buy and sell targets for Hockey Ultimate Team. So we will start with the buys right now that I was able to find on the market. So the first one that we are going to start with, I'm going to kind of go in value price range for you guys. So try and hit all ranges. The first one would be Johnny Gaudreau. This is more on. I also need to respond to a couple comments. People keep asking why do I keep saying he'll play differently on Xbox or PlayStation as opposed to Xbox. If you aren't aware, the game actually plays quite differently on both consoles. On Xbox, there's a lot of bumping and incidental contact, whereas in PlayStation, you really can't knock someone off the puck unless you actually line them up. So it results in smaller players being a little bit more useful on PlayStation because, well, they can just kind of hold on to the puck, and regardless of how big the opponent is, they can't really get knocked off. So the first one would be Johnny Gaudreau for under 20K. The reason is because he's got over 94 speed. As well as great agility and acceleration, good deking hands, and then a great wrist shot, 86 accuracy, 82 power. For anyone that's building a starter team or free-to-play team, this is a really cheap card that you can grab right now. For under 20K, I wouldn't spend any more than that on him, and you'll get yourself a nice quick winger. Speed and wrist shot are kind of the most important things when it comes to winger, and you can't go wrong with 84 Johnny Gaudreau. All right, next up is kind of a bold call. But something I've noticed, so fantasy hockey cards, I don't really suggest to buy any of them. You're buying them at full price, but if you can find steals, like if you were to buy James Neal back when he was, 200K, you made millions. But it's hard to find those calls. This one, I'm gonna put myself out there for it. It's Evgeny Samsonov for under 100K, and now you guys are gonna ask, why would you spend 100K on a goalie that's only a 77? Well, let's take a look here. First of all, he's 6'3", 205, so he fits the bill. The reason why I think that this is going to be a good card is if you go and look, first of all, Holtby does not have a good track record. He was replaced in a season with Philip Grubauer before he moved on. If you look so far to start this season, Grubauer is having Braden Holtby is having a rough go. He's started 4 games. He's won one of them. He's got a 3.67 goals against average and an .868 save percentage. While Samsonov, first of all, came in today in a loss where Holtby was just kind of getting lit up, and he's got a .960 save percentage as well as a 1.00 goals against average. That's going to change a little bit because he did let up 2 in the game today, but if he goes on a run, the Washington Capitals are going to provide a goaltender that gives 30 wins, regardless of who is starting. And if he goes on a run and gets, 20, 25 wins, you got a 6'3" goalie for under 100K that you can just ride out. So this is for anyone that has, some extra coins, looking for a steal, that kind of thing. This wouldn't be one that you're going to buy and flip. You're going to have to wait it out. Now, if he becomes a starter, I could see him jumping up in price quite a bit. And I don't think it's all that far off. If Holtby continues to struggle, you're going to see a 50-50 timeshare slowly turn into Evgeny Samsonov, who is the goalie of the future for the Washington Capitals, kind of take over. And you've got a good shot at getting, maybe a 99 here. That might be a stretch, but potentially. And he's got a good size, so. After Evgeny Samsonov, we've got a team of the week. And I actually bought this when it was super cheap, when people did not realize that right defensemen are actually in brutal shape. There has not been any right defense cards released that are anywhere near the same range as left defense. So Tyson Barrie, I got him for 50K when he was first announced, or first released. If you can find one under 75K, he's hovering right around that. It's a really good value. The reason why is there is no good right defenseman. I have one of the best teams on PlayStation and on Xbox combined, and my 3 left defensemen right now, I use them on opposite sides, is Base Carlson, who's still going for a little bit when I don't really like his overall. It's a little bit much for the base card. And then the 86 PK Subban, whose shot is kind of crap, but this 85 Tyson Barrie is really well rounded, working out really well for me right now. And if you can get him for under 75K, I would pull the trigger. He's literally the third or fourth best option at right D in the game. After him, we've got the team of the week, Connor McDavid. Now, this is obviously going to be a bit more expensive, but he is dropping quite a bit. Now, it was hilarious because I said that when the PrimeTime Connor McDavid came out, I made my video and it said sell your prime times right away and your team of the weeks because they only go down in value. And I got a lot of flack about how prime times always go up because they're only in packs for a day and whatnot. Yeah, when you have a stud player who gets a prime time early in the year or early in the month, so he can only go up by +2, he can't go up any higher than that, he's probably going to get team of the week, and that's exactly what happened, and it really dropped his value. So if you can find one, I saw some for under 350. This card has, and now I would normally never suggest buying a team of the week. Normally, Tyson Barrie is a little bit different story because the position is so weak, but the Connor McDavid has SP, 99 speed, so he's got end game speed. And he isn't going to be in center spot because he's only 83 faceoffs. But he's got a 90 wrist shot accuracy and 86 power, and he's one of those cards that just feels different than his stats indicate. I don't know if it's Connor McDavid. Austin Matthews is another one of those. He just feels faster than anyone else, and obviously he's got 99, but he just absolutely takes off. Even when other cards have like 97 speed, he just absolutely blows by everyone. So if you can find him for under 350, I would grab him, especially later on in the month. I know his 91 will come out, but he's, regardless if you buy him, you're going to have an end game card even if you just hold on to him. So, and the last one is, this is going to be a little different, is Joel Lundqvist. So the Master Set player Joel Lundqvist, who in my opinion is better than Taves, but Taves has 99 faceoffs, and everyone loves that, and the 99 wrist shot accuracy. I don't really I look for slap shot more than wrist shot on my centerman, and 99 slap shot power is fantastic. Now his accuracy is only 84, but because you're not taking slap shots from from the blue line, accuracy means less and less because you're closer to the net. He's got 99 endurance, so he's going to be on the ice the entire game, basically, that you've got him out there. His deking is fantastic, so is his passing. I really like him, and if you find him for under 500K, because he's so unpopular, just because people want Taves and whatever, I would grab him for under 500K. This is one of the better cards in the game right now, and he's going to drop a little bit right before the sets go away. So just be careful, because the classic cards, if you remember, Rantanen and Dahlin, they dropped to about 300K right before the event ended because everyone, as they go on, more and more of them are available. So people want to sell them and whatnot if they get packed later on in the week. But the thing is that once they're out and they're gone, they're not releasing a ton of higher end cards. Like all of the Master Set players are around 90, which is great for the game, but it just seems like the new content, they're not really going up with like a 95 in 2 weeks. So I don't think you need to be as scared about investing so much coins in these kind of higher end cards now, because in a couple months or in a month or two, it might only be 93 or 94s that are the Master Set player. So I would just keep an eye on him. Under 500K, I think, is worth it. And I would pull the trigger if you've got the coins. The last thing I do want to mention, I mentioned this in my leaders video. If you do not have Rasmus Dahlin or Paul Coffey, and you do the Master Set player, so you do the 10 collectibles for the Master Set player, I 100% recommend getting Lassi Kukkonen over anyone else, over Taves, over Niedermayer, over everyone else. This is the best defenseman card in the game currently, and it's really not all that close. Niedermayer is Niedermayer. I 100% understand why people want Niedermayer. He's one of the best defensemen of all time. Great card, super popular, totally understand. His 99 slap shot accuracy and 91 power, combined with the fact that he's over 95 speed, there is not enough good defenseman cards in this game. You're not allowed to put forwards on D this year. It's Dahlin, Paul Coffey, and then Kukkonen, and then kind of a big drop-off when you combine speed, shot, and defensive stats. Lindstrom's all right, but he takes a hit in speed. I would, if you do not have Dahlin or Paul Coffey, 100% go with Lassi Kukkonen first. And then if you can get another one, I would go with Taves or Lindstrom. And now on to the avoids for the week. So let's start with, I'm going to kind of be all over the place for this one. For this one, I want you guys to avoid Brian Berard for over 100K. Now, he's got some pretty cool stats. First of all, end game speed, 98 and above. That's fantastic. And he's got good speed or good size at 6'2", 220. The reason I would avoid him is that accuracy under 70. I tried shooting with him. I might release a video showing you guys what happens when you shoot with him. I can't hit anywhere close. And while the speed is good, 100K for a defenseman, that's tough to shoot with. Meanwhile, his defensive awareness is only an 84, and his stick checking is a 75, meaning that you can't really use your stick to defend with him against the rush. You're essentially using him to pinch, and then he's a guy that you can use to get back. And there are a lot of players. Rafael Diaz would actually be. I would prefer him over Brian Berard. Rafael Diaz is the leader card, only an 83 overall, right defenseman. But that along that kind of stat line, I would just avoid him for 100K. Now, if he drops to like 70 and under, that speed is end game. I would grab him. But anything over 100, pass on that. Next up, I've got a primetime I want you guys to avoid, and it's the primetime Austin Matthews. Now, I bought this when it first came out, and it was like 400K. But right now, he's going for like 320. Can't understand that. I know he's got the AD synergy, but that isn't even anything special. You can get his team of the week for much cheaper. So I don't know why, but you're talking like 50,000 coins cheaper. Do not get his prime time. Prime times are more expensive because they are out of packs. But if team of the weeks are there, always go with team of the weeks over prime times unless you're addicted to synergies. But I would always take the cheaper card regardless, just ratings, and avoid the synergy thing. You can worry about that later. Next, avoid would be James Neal. And this sucks because I actually said in my fantasy hockey video that James Neal might be a card you might want to go after, and I didn't listen to myself, and here we are. But you're paying around 1 million coins or just under, and again, it's the same problem. So he's got good stats now. You could use him 100%. Now, his defensive stats are kind of lacking, and if you notice his offensive and defensive awareness, those are modifiers. So the higher those are, the higher that they'll actually modify your speed and shot. So while his base speed and shot is really good, his awareness is really low, and he's going to need a few more goals to boost that up. And I think he is one of the prime candidates to regress for a little while. Now, obviously, he does, play with McDavid and whatnot, so that isn't necessarily going to be a thing. Do I expect him to get 7 goals every week? Absolutely not. Could he get 3 or 4? Can he go, a 10-game span of getting 2? 100%. So I would avoid him at, over 900K, which is just crazy because you're paying the 99 price for an 88, an 86. That could get hurt. You're assuming all of the risk for the full price. Now, if he drops to if he goes on a streak where he doesn't score for 15 games, people are getting a little antsy with him, I might look to buy him, say around 500. But anything other than that, no. If he does get hurt, I think he might actually become a value because his stats right now are pretty good. But I mean, his shooting is okay. But for 900K, that is not the shooting stats that I want. Next is going to be, again, another unpopular one, but I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to tell you the good cards to go after and buy and avoid for the price they're going for, and it is Scott Niedermayer. And here is why. 1, Lastikukkinen's a better card. Just stat-wise, I hate to tell you guys, I'm a numbers person, and he is a better card. He does have 2 to SP, and he's a very good card, don't get me wrong. But I would almost rather have Dahlin, and Paul Coffey is not far behind with his shot. So if you're going after Scott Niedermayer, say you already have one and you're going to pay the buy now price, this is way too much because, again, there are 2 other defensemen that you can get for far cheaper that are better, if not better, extremely close in Dahlin and Paul Coffey. So I would just, again, if you are looking to build the best team and keep the best value and all of that, this is, and I totally understand personal preference and all that kind of stuff, I would 100% go Lastikukinen if you're going to make one. And if you're buying one for 700K, let's just think about that. For 700K, you could get the team of the week, Connor McDavid, and have 300 or 400K left over. So just something to think about, guys. You could almost buy Paul Coffey and Dahlin. It's not tough to figure out, guys. I would just avoid him in the sense, and if you pack him, sell him. You're making a ton of coins for a defenseman that you can get more of. And then lastly, guys, is the gold collectibles for over 50K. If you are buying a gold collectible for over 50K, you are literally pissing coins away. What you want to do is just go and buy now, set it to 900, and buy gold players for 900. Is it tedious? Absolutely. Does it save you thousands of coins? 100%. You can just go and buy these. Sit here and buy them for 900 coins. You are saving yourself 5, and if you can get them even lower than that, because they will, especially if you look when packs come out, like Cut Champs and stuff like that, you can get them for under 800, under 850. Right now, there isn't a lot of the market, but you're going to save yourself thousands of coins, and all it's going to take is a little bit of your time. But if you're trying to build like 10, that's a lot of coins, man. It's a lot of coins to make if you're doing the master set items. So, guys, that is going to do it for this week's Buy and Avoid Cards for Hockey Ultimate Team. If you liked the content, please give the video a like and throw me a subscribe. I do appreciate it. And leave a comment if you think there's some cards I missed or some other ones, or if you tried out any of these cards and you disagree. I love having a discussion about them. I'm just a numbers guy, and I go by what I've tried, so I'm just going over the numbers for you guys to try and help you out build your teams a little bit easier. So thank you guys for watching. I am No Sleeves 12. You guys have a good one.